It's slow launching. Okay, let me just fix my ooh, that's pretty deep. But it's okay. Hi guys, and welcome to week 2 of weekly aviation research. Sorry about that. My perhaps said second week of weekly aviation research. This is dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Second week of weekly aviation research. So weekday we are going to look at engines. I know what you're thinking. That's nothing to do with the plane. Engines could be in a car, my car, in something else. Boats, yachts. They could have engines, helicopters. I'm talking about jet engines today. So just to make clear, we are going to look at 3 types of jet engines. I think there's 4. I think there's also a turbojet engine. I'm not showing that one in today's video. Anyway, today we'll be looking at the 3, and I'm going to mention them now. Turboprop, the propeller one, you know, the Bombardier Dash 8 Q400, Dash 404, something along those lines. ATR 72 and ATR 42. IL 18, Illusion 18, yeah. And there's also turbojet, which is the one you fly on for international flights or some domestic flights, not regional, domestic. So maybe from Auckland in New Zealand to Wellington in New Zealand. That's domestic flight. It's operated by 737 or ATR actually. It's probably operated by ATR. How about Sydney to Perth flight? Yeah. Or QF727, Adelaide to Canberra. Pretty sure it's that way around. Adelaide to Canberra, QF727, it's 737. That's a turbojet. Not turbojet, that's turbofan. I'm not sure what's classified as a turbojet. Possibly Airbus A380. Yeah, that's the obvious one. A 747. I have all the 747s, guys, listed down just over here. A 747-100, 200, the 747 SP, the shorter version, the 300, the 400-8. I don't have the 700X. So life. Anyway, and turboshaft. I'm not sure that much about turboshaft. Anyway, let's go! Alright guys, so jet, I'm going to explain to you guys what jet engines are. Let me get back on my seat. I fell off my seat right as I clicked the record button. Alright, so jet engines are on every plane you fly, excluding gliders. If you're a glider pilot, then that's something else. Gliders take off from a mother aircraft and then get deployed, I think. Since they have no engines, no thrust levels, they're just gliding. You have to use air current, all that stuff. I think, yeah. And then there's only 2 wheels. Like, how's the 2 wheels like in parallel, like in a straight line? So if you tilt a bit, you'll land tilted. You won't correct. And the wheels aren't very high. It's like that tall, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, jet engine can be installed on the wings, like most modern airliners, right below the wings. On the wings, like turboprops, you know, they're attached to motor, kind of. That's where the engine's stored, you know. And the wing tail, like the 717. And like something like on the tail, DC-10s. Before we go into the engine types, turboprop, turbofan, and turboshaft, let's first see where the engines can be installed on a plane. Jet engines are now majorly installed on wings. So these are just so you know, this is the positions of jet engines part. Jet engines are now majorly installed on wings. This provides easy maintenance to the engines as they're pretty low. You don't have to get a ladder or anything like that. However, this is also a sign to never stand under a wing. If the engine starts and you have a turbofan engine right next to you, you might get sucked in. And no matter any plane you look at, modern airliners, some don't, but most do, you can see from the Boeing 777 to the Airbus A220. Of course, we can't forget. Oh, did you hear me? And of course, we can't forget the Boeing 747. As I just said, I have every 747 type right next to me. But it's not just below the wing. There are also some jets that have their engines installed on their tails, which is what I mean by, like the Boeing 717. I don't mean the tail as in the place where the DC-10's third engine is installed. I mean on the side of the aft body, which the aft body means the back half of the plane. You can see these engines installed on the, wait for it, the Boeing 717. You can see what I mean. It's on the back of the plane, just behind the delta I don't know what they're called. delta shaped wings. This photo is a bit blurry, but you can also see there's an engine there on the Boeing 727 and the CRJ 900. See, another delta. Man, I have a lot of deltas. Not bad, eh? And who are we forgetting? Oh yes, the place where the DC-10 engine, third engine is installed. Let's have a look at what the DC-10. Third, and so, well, yes, on the tail, see, the third engine. The DC-10's tail engine's actually registered as engine number 2, not number 3. You see it's in the middle. Engine number 1's one of those wing ones, and then the engine number 2. You can find these engine locations on the DC-10s, as I've already mentioned. The Lockheed 1011, the Boeing 727 that I already showed you, and the Soviet manufacturer Tupolev. This is a Tupolev 154, and that's all I know. That's all the plane, like, with the engine mounted on the tail, I know. Now guys, obviously, engines are also made by manufacturers. One of the most famous jet engine manufacturers is Rolls-Royce. Let's get the logo up. So Rolls-Royce is the European jet engine company. It makes engines like the Trent 1000 engines, powering the Airbus A330, some other ones I think, powering the Airbus A380, Airbus A340. I think use also Trent 7000 engines. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they design lots of planes. Engines. The Lockheed 1011 also used the engine, and a few decades ago, Rolls-Royce almost, I think, filed bankruptcy, or almost, I'm not sure. Now, there's also GE, which stands for General Electric. They also produce aircraft engines. Do they sound familiar? That's because there's GM, stands for General Motors, a car engine manufacturer. However, GE is General Engines for planes. They are famous for their G9X 9X engine. That's gonna be installed on the Boeing 777X. You see, the thing about that engine, it's actually produced lots of thrust between the old 1005 and I don't remember, 1,000,005 pounds of thrust. Well, I think it's 1,000 pounds of thrust. 1,000. It used to be 1,005 pounds of thrust. I think so. Now it like 1,200, whatever. So yeah, that's some GE 9X, and then GE90, which is apparently the Boeing 777, which you probably have flown. For some reason, I have never flown. I've flown the Airbus A380. I've even flown on jets like them. What? I've flown on a few turboprops and the Airbus A321neo, but I haven't even flown on 777 or Boeing 747. Man, my life is hard flying planes. Only flying planes. I don't know why I said that. So guys, I know you have been waiting throughout this 9 minutes, around then 10 minutes. So now you get what you want. I know you have been turboprops engine that make a propeller of a turboprop plane spin. That's why the propeller is here. It's pretty complex, but look at it. This is what it takes to spin a pretty heavy propeller. This is not caused by the plane moving at such speeds, even though that does help if the air blows it. But it's a bit too heavy for that to work. It's actually caused by the engine consuming fuel. Don't worry if you're taking action in climate change and think this is useless. You thought turboprops were bio-friendly. Turboprops don't consume much fuel on a flight. They only fly for 15 minutes. And when I researched it, the ATR 72 has a mere 2.53 liters consumed per seat per 100 Ks. Also to Wellington, that's not much liters if you have 60 people, which I doubt an ATR 72 can fit. I think it can, but that's barely anything compared to Airbus A380s and Airbus A340 that fly long distances across the Atlantic and across the Pacific. What's my mum making? My mum's doing something cool. This photo here is a photo of an engine, of a turboprop engine. You'll see turboprop engine installed on ATR 42s, ATR 72, Bombardier Dash 8s, aka Q400, and much more, like firefighting vehicle of planes, fire planes. They don't cause fires, but they put out fires. They use they are turboprops. They use turbine. Because of the turbine, the plane is loud. Don't worry, turboprops are an excellent plane. I think this is Pratt Whitney. Is it? I'm not sure. It's a jet engine. I'm pretty sure turbofan. Anyway, this turboprop. I'll try and find a diagram for you guys, but I don't think I can. I researched all around the web. Now, guys, turbofan plane aircraft are installed on your modern planes, something like an Airbus A220 has turbofan engines, and lots more. Anyway, let's get a diagram up. It's still not working. Maybe I'll record a video after load it. It might work. Yeah, it might, but yeah, that's awkward. Nah, yeah, I can do it. Hold on, guys. Alright, so this is the diagram. You can see here, there's this diagram which shows the engine spinning around and then the air. You can see that bit, the 8-bit, blowing out air, which is giving it the thrust, while all the rest goes through another layer. This sends the air outwards. Now I'm Alright, so I can show you the diagram here. It's reverse, I know. So it will leak. It'll first go through the turbine, which is number 2. Alright, then it'll go into the yellow bit, which is number 3. It'll go through all the small lines here, and then it'll go through the heater. It'll get propelled, and then through the back it will go through as thrust. You can see the red one, and then the purple ones here are just to help the engine work. So these ones go beside it, while these ones go in, making the engine functioning. See, there's 6 of these purple arrows all going through. Only 2 of them make it out. So you can see it gets split as well here into a 9, which you might not see. So go out through the 9. Sorry, it'll go out through the 9 and then out into there. There's ABC apparently. So this is the green bit's the C part, the B bit's all the technical work, and the A bit's the blue part. There's a small key. Now, some turbofan planes are really not efficient, like the Boeing 747 and the Airbus A340 specifically. But they were designed back in the day. Now, they can be efficient, of course, like the Boeing 780. Oh, also, did you know ITSI changed and it's 9 now? Also, the Boeing 787 and the Airbus A350 are efficient. But they are pretty quiet. So the Airbus A350 and Boeing 787 are really quiet. I think the quietest plane is still, from Google, the quietest commercial aircraft is surprisingly the Airbus A380. Pilots have even complained. It's a good complaint. Complain about poor sleep. It may sound bad, but you'll get the reason soon. Because they can hear every baby on the aircraft cry, and someone flushing the toilet, even if they're at the front in the crew rest, and the person who's flushing is all the way back here in the after body. They still hear it. That's how quiet it is. Boeing and Airbus planes primarily use turbofan engines, like Embraer. Some Embraer E175 planes also use turbofan. And yeah, let's go on to the last segment. And finally, the turboshaft engine. Now, I know you can't actually see an actual photo, but this is another diagram. Turboshaft, so you can see there's the combustion chamber in the middle, like here. There's the compressor at the front, and a compressor turbine, the exhaust, which pushes it, and then the power. This is a free power turbine. And these are famous for their high-speed capability. Some helicopters are even equipped with turboshaft engines, so it's not just planes, it's helis, of course, as well. And you can't forget that there's other types of transport. It's not only a plane. If there's only a plane a Cessna costing $40 million, I doubt everyone will still be walking or crawling. Don't know which one's faster. But anyway, turboshaft engines are also reliable for the high sustained power output. And there's also high reliability in the aircraft, in the engine, and the small size causing it to have lightweight. You can see from this is a mere size. This might look very big, but it's actually very small. And since my sources don't provide much info about turboshaft, research yourself and maybe you'll find something interesting. That's my task for you if you want to do it. It's not compulsory, but if you want to research more, if you're a turboshaft guy, you want to research more into turboshaft, it's down to you. Now thank you for watching this video, our second week of weekly aviation research. Please, if you notice, I switched location from my old location. It's a bit easier, that location, but I had to switch. I did my 4-engine aircraft failing video on this exact. I can't see the exact chair, and the exact same spot. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and do subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and click the bell and click that ding 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 ding. In fact, we'll get a noise up. Click the bell if you want to see more content like this in the future. For now, that's all from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I should really just make it a fast one. Yeah, maybe we'll conclude that in next video. Ooh. Yeah.